If your Facebook account has been hacked, relax. You will take it back, hopefully. If your YouTube account has been hacked, relax. You will take it back, probably. Now, I am not here to jump off the roof, but give you some helpful advices on how you will secure your accounts and how to get back your hacked accounts. So, a year ago, one of my Facebook pages were hacked with 25,000 likes. They sent me an email and I clicked on a link through which I provided brand access to the hacker without me knowing, of course, because there was not a clear indication that you are giving him administration access or you are passing over your business profile, business account. So it was not clear what I'm doing. I just thought I'm adding him to the business manager. But I was not just adding him in the business manager, I was adding him and giving him administration access. So after that he deleted me and I was not able to log in my page on Facebook anymore with the 25,000 likes. The solution came from Facebook itself after I filled in a form, a copyright form. Now, you have to understand that Facebook and Google and YouTube is used by the whole world. And that is why there is not a direct link to support. That is why there is not a telephone where you can reach them. And not only that, but they change the way you can communicate with them once upon a while. Because once many people get to know about the way that they can communicate, it starts to become really frustrating for them, so they change it. Losing my Facebook page was my mistake. I clicked on the link in that email and gave the hacker permission and administration access. But last week, last Sunday to be exact, something very odd happened. I was on my balcony sunbathing. So out of the blue, with my computers closed, I received one notification on my smartphone, and it said that the primary email of my Google account was changed. And then I received a second notification saying that my password was changed. I blocked out. I opened my computer, my desktop computer, and I was logged off my Google account. I tried to log in. The hacker changed the recovery email, the telephone, everything. At that point, I was surprised, shocked to be exact, and I said to myself, how the fuck did they pass through the second factor verification, which was my telephone number? I mean, my telephone didn't ring. How did they manage to log in without getting an SMS with a temporary code? Anyway, I saw some videos on YouTube about guys that had the same incident as me, and I tweeted to Team YouTube on Twitter, and those guys got back to me after a while. They asked me for a valid Google account, which was still under my property, and they gave me a link to a form which was only accessible by that Google account that I provided to them. You couldn't open this form without logging in that Google account that I gave them. So I filled in the form. People say that this form is mainly operated by bots. I mean, it is kind of automated, but with human attention at the top of that. So initially they helped me get back my Google account by just restoring the telephone number that I used on this Google account since 2008 when I registered. And since they changed the telephone number to the previous one, to mine, I was able to recover it. But the problem was that my YouTube account was terminated for violations that the hacker did, because those hackers typically bother themselves with cryptocurrency. What shocked me in the first place was that the day it happened was the fact that my YouTube account was terminated, and I didn't worry about Google AdWords. I worried also about Google AdWords because I had my credit cards connected, and the hacker could just create a new advertisement and with one click transfer many thousands of euro and boost his ad. Anyway, I got mad and completely cancelled my credit cards. I was lucky because the hacker didn't do any payments. Okay, so after I restored my Google account, the YouTube team asked me to change the primary email, but that can't be changed if it is a Gmail. If your primary email of your Gmail Google account is a Gmail, you can't change it. And I replied, don't you know that when the primary email is a Gmail, it can't be changed? And they told me, okay, in that case you need to create a new Google account so we can pass you over the channel. Anyway, they told me keep calm. And the truth is that all of these days I was acting like nothing happened. I convinced myself that this is not happening, and I had also last year's experience with Facebook when I got my page back, so I was not worried that much. I must tell you that they sent you in average one email per day, and that email could be, thank you, we received your information, we will inform the internal team and get back to you tomorrow. So this whole process might take a week or even 2 weeks. So keep calm. Don't stress yourself out. Scratch yourself instead. And then I saw another guy's video, and he said that, who had been hacked, and he said that he got back his channel, but some videos were missing and some comments were missing, and another guy saying that he got all of his videos back, but on his homepage he couldn't have videos, like featured videos on his YouTube homepage. Anyway, don't let these videos stress you even more. I got my channel back today. Fuck. And so I want to take this a little bit farther than what other YouTubers have said. When they get hacked. And I should ask myself, and you should ask yourself too, why do we get so stressed and frustrated when we lose one of our assets? And the answer has nothing to do with the value of this asset. I will give you two examples. Let's say that someone hacks your Facebook account and you get really sad about it. And then you stay sad for a week. And then you get it back and you are happy. And now let's say that someone hacks into your computer and installs a Trojan horse and gets all your passwords and you lose all of your accounts. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. And by the end of this week, you get back all of your accounts except Facebook's. You will most probably be very happy, although you still have one Facebook account missing. Frustration has to do with circumstances and not so much with the value of the possessions themselves. Epictetus said, it's not the facts that fluster the people, but the thought of those facts. I read somewhere that in 2022, one of the most respectful jobs and wishful jobs would be YouTuber. Judging from where YouTube is right now and where YouTube will be, I agree with that statement. YouTuber will be a very wanted but also demanding job. And one of the things that it takes for someone to be a YouTuber is to be familiar with security issues. And you need to know that even if you have a second factor verification on, the hackers can still hack you with malicious code that you will execute yourself without knowing, or with malicious code that executes itself while you do something else. In my case, Google Chrome has this idiotic remotely managing system. I don't know which genius invented a remote managing system for a browser. The hacker somehow clones your browser and spoofs your IP address. So the system doesn't even ask for second factor verification, as it thinks that you are using it. It's like they clone your computer. Imagine something like that. They clone your computer. And Google thinks that you are just opening another tab, but you are not opening another tab. The hacker is opening a browser on his home computer. The purpose of this video is to keep you calm. Don't jump off the cliff, the roof, whatever, because it won't solve your problems and it will cause more problems to others. And you know, there are some things that no one can take away from you. For instance, John Williams, the greatest composer of the 20th century and most probably of the 21st also. he doesn't even have social media profiles. What if someone takes down his YouTube channel that he doesn't have, or his Facebook page? Would that change something? Content is more worthy than your Facebook page, because your Facebook page is just a way of promoting your content. Anyway, I don't want to pretend superior, because I was also shocked and frustrated and devastated when I lost my Facebook page and my YouTube account. I lost also 2 Twitter accounts, but for a couple of hours, because for some reason the hacker didn't or couldn't change the telephone or the recovery email. He just changed the profile picture and retweeted like 100 tweets for Bitcoin.